Hello everyone, welcome back to Sendit's Weather channel. Today we're going to take a look at the latest data, considering the brand new name Storm Éowyn. I'm gonna go with that, or Ewan. I'll just call it Ewan. If anyone lets me know in the comments, I'll pronounce it that way. And I was going to do a stream or a premiere today, but I've decided that I don't have enough time. Because I want to chat with people if I do a premiere or a live, and I don't really have the time to do that because I'm quite busy today. But yeah, we're going to take a look at the latest from the main models, because there has been a few developments, or changing developments I should say, within the model output. Now if you do enjoy this video, as always, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I do greatly appreciate it, and comment down below as to areas we can improve on. Right, let's get on with things. So the UKV is the UK Metafish run. It's literally it's from the 3 a.m. run, so the morning run, and as you can see, there's patchy rain through central England at the moment, and patchy areas of rain are affecting northwestern Scotland, and there's a few drizzly patches within the heavy and thick cloud covering the country. Now, as we go through, it's a mainly dry picture before a preceding weather front before the storm arrives through Thursday, bringing bouts of heavy rain for Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, extending into Scotland, and it's kind of like a long elongated weather front stretching from northern Scotland to the south coast of England. And there's a little bit of snow mixed in, but obviously the air's not that cold, so not most exclusively over the hills. Well, there could actually be quite a bit of snow, as you can see. At 6 p.m. on Thursday, you can see quite heavy snow over the hills of the Scotland, the northern Scotland there. And then here comes the storm. The centre of the storm is actually between Ireland and Wales there. And then it produces a massive snow event for Scotland, and plenty of heavy rain for much of the country. As that low clears away to our northeast, then it carries its rain out into the Atlantic. Behind it, obviously, the winds turn back to a colder northerly in the north. There might be some snows. There's a little bit of a feature of developing on a lot of these runs around Saturday, like a feature. It's predicted to get rain to lower levels, but you couldn't rule out a little bit of snow mixing in on higher ground, as it was this little trough or little feature moves in. And then generally, quite dry, patchy cloud, little bit of rain, and some snow showers in the north. Now, obviously, the big focus today is, of course, still on this storm, because there's a lot of uncertainty. The UKV is not great, because as you can see, the track of the UKV is much further south, so it's kind of going like this with the UKV, and it's a lot more severe, you could say. So if you look at the mean solar pressure, the low is actually towards the western part of the Republic of Ireland at this point, 3 a.m. on Friday. So it's actually bringing the risk of the heaviest winds further southwards. You can see just off the southwest coast of the Republic of Ireland there, it's showing winds of 80 miles an hour, which is pretty severe. As it moves inland, or it moves further northwards, winds of 100 miles an hour just off the Welsh coast, the North Welsh coast there. Places like Bangor and Colwyn, for example, Conway and places like that. A place I can think of from around there would be battered by this sort of wind. It would be a red warning if this came off. You can see the centre of the low there, where all the rain stops, and there's just like this curve in the system. And this is where the rain is, where the wind is. As you can see, even for central England there, the winds are quite high, with wind gusts expected of up to 60 to 70 miles an hour, even further inland, even central areas there. Especially in the west, though, so places, built-up cities like Liverpool, even Blackpool, towns like Blackpool, and especially in this western flank with the UKV are being affected by really strong winds. So stay safe if you live in that area, according to the UKV. Before it clears away to our northeast, carrying some strong winds to the east coast, actually, as it clears away, 70 to 80 miles an hour possible. Before then, the wind dies down before more storms are on the way. So yeah, the UKV is pretty extreme. Have a look at the Arpege next. It's actually a little bit different. There are some stronger winds in the between Wales and Republic of Ireland. There, as you can see, 70 miles an hour in this little bit, this little gap. In the sea, Welsh Sea, whatever you want to call it, to be honest. Is it the Welsh Sea? What do you call this? Please let me know. The Welsh Sea. There you go. That's what I'm going to call it. can see some really strong gusts just off the Republic of Ireland coast there, just the west of Republic of Ireland coast. 110 miles an hour showing up. That is pretty dangerous. As you can see, the winds stay more out to our west, but they do still give 90 miles an hour winds to the northern parts of Northern Ireland and western Scotland, northwestern Scotland. 98 to 100 miles an hour for like the Isle of Skye and many northwestern areas there. Widespread, not as widespread with the wind gusts, but still inland might reach 40 to 50 miles an hour. So it's looking quite a windy day, even in the southeast there, before that clears away and it goes drier and less windy again, thank goodness. GFS usually underdoes the wind gusts, so we'll have a look at that next. There you go. There's the windstorm. So it's actually there's a little bit of a change, which is what I was indicating, with this little patch of heavier winds or like stronger winds between the west of England and the eastern part of Republic of Ireland, which is showing this like stronger wind gusts, and this is actually looking quite severe. Areas in the west should be careful because the warnings might be upgraded there. It's got a yellow warning at the moment, a blanket yellow warning, and might be upgraded. Then the winds transfer further eastwards as the system clears to our northeast, bringing more windy weather to the east, so 60-70 miles an hour on that east coast before it clears away to our northeast, and it goes less windy again. Then if we have a look again, there's another storm system moving in later on in the week, which is bringing some more stronger winds. Another system bringing some more winds, like 40 to 50 miles an hour, through Monday into Tuesday next week. Now, that guy who wanted his plane will be alright, because at 12, look, it's still 20 to 30 miles an hour, so it probably would still be fine, would just be a bit windy, but it would be alright, I'd assume, for you. But yeah, there's definitely been a change within the model output. And if we have a look at the icon, this one's been pumping out some really extreme runs. And again, it's doing it again. 110 miles an hour for the northern part of the northern part of Northern Ireland, in that gap between Northern Ireland and Western England, producing 70 to 80, even 90 miles an hour winds. Further inland, 50 to 60 miles an hour. So Leicestershire would be seeing like between 50 miles an hour, probably maximum, 50 to 60 maximum. Then further northwards into Northern England, it could reach 70 miles an hour, maybe even 80. And then northwestern England, as that low clears way to our northeast, 100 miles an hour is possible. Scotland there, wow, that would be a battering for Scotland there. At 3 p.m. on Friday, 90 to 100 mile an hour gusts, widespread, pretty extreme. So yeah, there's still a lot of uncertainty with this system, and that is very strong winds for all of they'll definitely be damaged with this storm. Don't take this storm too lightly. It's very severe, and it could cause some impacts. The UK Met have issued some blanket yellow warnings for the system quite early, actually. I expect them to deliver them later. There's a yellow wind warning for the south, which is very strong winds for the south. The south, as it clears to the northeast, there could be some very strong winds likely, initially southeasterly before turning westerly, with peak gusts of 50-60 mile an hour inland. And that's like a warning which extends from the south coast up to central and then eastern Britain. For Northern England, there's a blanket yellow warning. It's expected to pass close to or across the northwest of the UK before clearing to the northeast. A spell of very strong winds is likely expected, initially southeasterly before turning westerly, with peak gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour inland, which is quite strong. And then for northern Scotland, there's also the risk there of some stronger winds, which is 50-60 miles an hour inland again, but 70 to 80 is possible in parts. So that's just a blanket warning, and they obviously have it extending through Scotland as it moves northeasterly with the flow. Now, we'll take a look at the GFS very quickly. We're obviously focusing on the storm, but we'll have a look at the GFS really quick to show the general pattern. Obviously, anything past day 10 is uncertain. So there's that storm. You can see the area of low pressure bringing the really strong winds, 940, 950 millibars, which is still a very deep area of low pressure. Not as low as it was saying before, thank goodness. That would have been ridiculous. But then it brings another system in around Monday the 27th, which obviously there's uncertainty with the track of this low, but we're not focusing on at that moment. Brings a couple of systems. A storm system gets shoved right at the top of the country, kind of gets stuck because there's a slight height, pressures have slightly rise to our east, which is stopping this low in its tracks and kind of planting it over the top of the country. So it could keep it around for a couple of days there, bringing some very wet and windy weather, especially to the north. Then high pressure, as I go up building to our north, tries to build towards Scandinavian high, and does successfully, and we start pulling in some easterly winds. This is obviously past day 10 and is uncertain, but it pulls in the -5 line, and again pulls in another easterly wind. It's kind of very half-hearted though at it, and it keeps renewing the easterly, but it's not very strong because the Atlantic is still overpowering it. And heights don't build strongly enough to our north. They don't go far enough north to bring in a proper easterly. Plus, as well, the cold potential to our east is not as strong as it probably could be. And that's due to a variety of factors. Western Russia's slightly not bringing in much colder air. It's the pattern's not exactly right for an easterly, which is why we're not expecting anything yet. But check out the second week of Feb. That's when my prediction is for something a little bit interesting. Well, that's it for today, guys, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found something out. If you did, like and subscribe for more. Now, what I will say as a final conclusion is that the areas most at risk are Northern Ireland, northwestern Scotland, and possibly even Western England, especially if you're in a coastal location such as Blackpool, Liverpool. Along that coast, there could be some very strong winds. So stay safe if you're travelling. We'll keep updates going. Probably have a live stream or something tomorrow, a premiere. Let me know in the comments down below. I should be less busy tomorrow, so I should be able to do something. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.